welcome back to another episode of Who's On First. I'm your host, Dwayne.
I'm Jason.
And before we start, please like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel to help us out a bunch. We're trying to get to our goal of 500 subscribers. You guys have been great, continuing to subscribe to the content and share it and like it and all that cool stuff. So we thank you guys. But let's get to a really big rumor that
Really big.
possibly, in my opinion, can sway the whole trade market this All Star break. And that's Juan Soto. There's some rumors, there's some talking, there's some chatter that Juan Soto might be on the block. Now I'm just gonna read. This is from Buster Olney, and he just states that rival executives believe that your phone is gonna go off during this video.
I know. I just saw. I'm like, what the pepper?
um, but Buster Olney states that rival executives believe that the Nationals could be motivated to trade Juan Soto soon. So there is a bunch of course, teams being like, "Oh, he's gonna be a this, he's gonna be a that." The Yankees are saying, or the Yankees fans are like, "Oh, he's gonna be a Yankee." Giants fans, they're having pictures of Juan Soto in Giants gear, and then of course it's the big bad wolf of everything. And that's the Dodgers. That's us, right? So there's a lot of strong belief that if he were to be put on the trade block, he would be a Dodger. What do you think are, number one, the chances that Juan Soto gets traded, and number two, that Juan Soto ends up a Dodger?
All right, so it makes sense for the Nationals to trade Juan Soto. Yeah, they're rebuilding. We know
Right.
it. They're rebuilding. Uh, the best team for that purpose would be the Dodgers. The Dodgers have an awesome farm. However, it's going to cost a bag to
Right.
get Juan Soto. So we saw what the Dodgers traded for Trey Turner and Max Scherzer,
Mm-hmm.
and Juan Soto is just a different caliber. His age and where he's at, it would make sense for the Dodgers to go after him. Obviously, they're going to give up a lot, but it I would have to have a contingency like we have to have a contract in place, an extension first before we do anything because at that point, I'm not really in the risk all those pieces that it will take to acquire Juan Soto just for possibly a year.
Right.
So I don't know. It's a risky move, but I like how you mentioned like the Yankees. Well, the Yankees just have to worry about Aaron Judge because Aaron Judge is more likely to be a Giant
Right.
before Juan Soto or even Juan Soto on the Yankees. So yeah, I think the the team that makes most sense would be the Dodgers, even though I hate saying that, but it makes the most sense.
So I'm gonna take this back to last year's playoffs. Obviously, I believe it was the wild card game against the Cardinals, and Juan Soto and I believe Kevin Love. I believe that's his name, but it's the Nationals hitting instructor.
Okay.
They came to the Dodgers Cardinals game to support Max Scherzer and Trey Turner. And Juan Soto was sitting in the front row, and he had Trey Turner's jersey on, and it was funny because the coverage kept panning back to Juan Soto and saying how, oh, Juan Soto is such a great teammate, even though they're not on Trey Turner and Max Scherzer aren't Nationals. They have that bond. They won the World Series together, and they're here to support. This is great. And a lot of Dodger fans, including myself, we looked at that and we were like, oh, there is definitely tampering going on right now. I can smell a tamper. And if I'm Andrew Friedman, I'm there like, oh, you gonna come here and just watch, you gonna watch us here. Okay, cool. Right? So I looked at that and I was like, oh, Juan Soto is gonna be a Dodger. And there's a lot of tweets out there like, oh yeah, future Dodger 2024, 2025 or whatever. And now to fast forward, and we're finally here at this point where it could be a possibility is hilarious to me. But to get it right out in the open, yes, we're probably the only team that it really does work for, and we can actually afford Juan Soto, right? Because a lot of teams obviously would want him, but the price, like you said, would be astronomical, and it's something that probably only the Dodgers can afford, contract wise, but also prospect wise, right?
Yeah.
My only issue with this is if the Dodgers are going to do it, right, they're going to have to part ways with a lot. I'm okay parting ways with Pepio. I'm okay parting ways with Michael Bush, who's killing it right now. I'm okay even parting ways with Diego Cartea, who's the like super catching prospect that they have. Basically, the reason why they traded away Keyword Ruiz because Cartea was started to come up and just light fire to the minor league system. What I'm not comfortable with, but what I feel like it would take is Bobby Miller. That's what I'm not comfortable with
Yeah.
at all. Bobby Miller is already looking like he's about to be the next. Throw any comparison out there. He looks like the next Verlander. He looks like the next Scherzer. Dude, the kid throws 100 consistently. Crazy slider, crazy breaking ball. He just looks like he's ready. He has the confidence. He has the swag. Dude looks like an animal. And I'm not willing to part ways with him. But I feel like it would take Bobby Miller to get that deal done. So that's the only way. If they can trade everyone else I just mentioned and not Bobby Miller, make the deal. Make the
Yeah.
deal today, you know? But if it's going to take Bobby Miller, then I would rather just, hey, Juan Soto, we'll see you in free agency. Because, caveat number two, the idea of an extension is probably not going to happen because his agent is Scott Boras, and Scott Boras is notorious for it. He don't do extensions, my boy. We're gonna go to free agency.
Yeah.
So that's where I look at that. Like if I'm the Dodgers, if I'm all these other teams, I don't think this quote unquote rumor is very substantial because I mean I think it's substantial, but if you're going into it thinking that you're going to extend Juan Soto, I think you're already, that's a lost cause.